Communication is a part of our lives on a daily basis. Through this speech, you'll be able to see the different ways that communication strategies and theories can benefit or negatively affect your communication with others. Hello, my name is Reed Tyler, and through the use of the movie The Moulin Rouge, I'm going to help identify certain communication concepts that can help you in your daily communication with others. We start off with attribution errors. Next, I will talk about Gottman's four horsemen, and finally, I will discuss the attraction theory. You need to listen to me today because these terms can help you understand how to communicate with others in a better way than you have before this speech. I have watched this movie and I have studied the communication concepts all year, so I feel confident in informing you today about these communication concepts. First, we start off with attribution errors. An attribution is an explanation to a why question. An attribution error is when someone makes up an attribution as a reason for someone doing something, that they actually didn't mean to do it in this certain way, or this really isn't why they did something. In this scene, we see this when Satine comes to Christian in a room by themselves. Satine tells Christian that they can no longer be together because she chooses the Duke over him. Christian actually does believe her, which makes it an attribution error because he thinks that she is just trying to take the money and get with the Duke instead of himself, who is a penniless writer. This is an attribution error because Christian believes that she is doing this to get money, but in fact she is doing this to save his life because the Duke will in fact kill him if she chooses Christian over himself. In the following scene, we see the next term, which is Gottman's four horsemen. Gottman's four horsemen, these four horsemen represent the four conflicts in relationships. The first one is criticism, next is contempt, defensiveness, and finally stonewalling. Each one is worse than the last. We see stonewalling in this movie when Satine goes to Christian and tells him that they can no longer be together. But then stonewalling appears when Christian is completely shut off from Satine. Satine goes into the Moulin Rouge and kicks Christian out and makes him where he can no longer see her or communicate with her. This is stonewalling because Satine completely shuts off Christian from any verbal communication or physical contact with one another. This brings me to my next point about attraction theory. Attraction theory explains why people are drawn together. This theory can be broken down into three different types of attraction as well. First, we see appearance. Attraction by appearance is when someone is so drawn to someone else because of how they look or how they present themselves. Next, we see proximity theory. Proximity theory is when someone is attracted to someone else because of how close they are in relation to their physical bodies. And finally, we see similarity theory. Similarity is when someone is drawn to someone else because of how alike they are, whether it be a physical statue or emotion or just talents in general. We see all three of these types of attraction in back-to-back scenes. First, we see appearance theory when Satine is performing in the Moulin Rouge and Christian first sees her. Christian is drawn close to her by her beauty and is just completely astounded by how she looks. This draws him closer. Next, we see proximity theory. Proximity theory happens when Christian and Satine are dancing together in the Moulin Rouge during her performance. This is proximity theory because Christian is drawn close to her because they're so close together in relation to their physical stature, which makes it even more likely that he will fall in love with her. Finally, we see similarity theory. Similarity theory is perhaps the most influential theory out of all three that are shown in this movie. This happens after Satine's performance when they are together alone in a room. This is when Satine actually falls in love with Christian. Christian starts to sing and Satine is just taken away by his voice and how similar they are based off of their ability to sing and their use of words. In conclusion, I hope that this speech has brought you clarity and understanding about the importance of communication. Um, I have showed you attribution errors, I have showed you Gottman's Four Horsemen, and I have showed you attraction theory, which all three of them can be used in your lives every day. I hope that you see that all these terms that I have described today can help you either communicate with others or be able to identify where your lack of communication is in your relationship with others. Thank you.